Hey guys, how y'all doing? I'm here to give you guys a recap, maybe a long one if anything, on the new episode on the Shokugeki no Souma, Sara, or you could call it Shokugeki no Souma 3rd season, or Food Wars the 3rd plate on episode 5. Those of you guys who are anime only watchers, I'm going to tell you right now, be prepared for what's to come in the later futures to come. So if anything else, let's go. We had to it that Rindo, the second seat of the Elite 10, hears that Kuga lost, and she went to go have a little visit with have a little small visit with Kuga, and she ends up teasing him for losing to Yukihiro Souma for first place in the central area. And of course, Kuga himself is actually pretty upset to see that he's unable to keep a certain promise which he was wanted to do. And pretty much, after all the teasing here and there, etc., Rindo herself was just eating around the food stalls throughout the entire festival for about 5 days or something. And we also see to it that that Kuga is ending up having to maybe deal with the Shokugeki with Souma, but Souma says, I haven't beat you in total sales yet, so the battle's still going on. And apparently the final day comes about, and of course, Souma himself was very close, but he was unable to beat him. And pretty much Souma explains his plan to Rindo senpai, and Rindo's like, you are very, very optimistic, aren't you? And we had to it that Souma, on the other hand, took second place in the central area Totsuki sales rankings in total, while Kuga senpai himself took first place entirely. He was very close, but he was close, but still lost either way. As for the main avenue area, we had to it that the Aldini brothers took first place in the pop-up traditional Aldini, while second place goes to the Don RS, and third place goes to the Shiomi Research Group, which included Hayama, Kurokiba, and Alice Chan. As for Rindo, she compliments Kuga for being better than last year, and actually is surprised about Yukihiro Souma having to challenge Elite 10 to a Shokugeki, as it reminded Kuga where he actually challenged one of the Elite 10 for a Shokugeki match. But apparently we had to it that Tsukasa, or the first seat of the Elite 10, offers his challenge and therefore defeats him apparently, which became 5-0, which was total slaughterhouse, which really upsetted Kuga. And therefore he ends up telling Tsukasa, can you promise me that if I get first place throughout the entire week for the festival, you challenge me to another Shokugeki, okay? And we had to it that Kuga didn't get his wish because Souma did take first place from him the day before the final day. So of course Souma was not too happy about it at all, because he can't get a Shokugeki with Kuga either, because he did not beat him in total sales. And of course, Kuga compliments Yukihiro that he will continue to grow into a fine chef. And of course, Rindo compliments him, saying that he's an honest guy just like Souma. He says who? And therefore, Rindo actually says she's actually interested in Souma and actually likes him the way he is now. And we have to it that Rindo decides to bring Souma and Megumi to the rich area, if anything, to go take a look at Tsukasa's cooking. And of course, we have to it that it's in the Yamanta area, and apparently we get to see the rankings of the Yamanta area in total sales, which goes to Akane ga Kubo, or the fourth seed of the Elite 10 named Momo-chan, and second place goes to Nakiri Arena, second place in total sales ranking. Third place goes to Megashima Tosuki in the third seed of the Elite 10, and the fifth place goes to the sixth seed, Kyokuni Nene, and sixth place goes to the fifth seed, Saito Some, and seventh place goes to Ishiki Satoshi for total sales rankings in the Yamanote area. But apparently we have to it that Aizen senpai, or whatever that guy is, who does a lot of business, apparently he's doing behind the scenes, etc., with total sales. And we see to it that Rindo herself, of course, like I said, she went sampling each dish throughout the entire 5 days, and lucky enough, she actually went through hell to do that. And even freaking Yukihiro Souma says that these guys are monsters. I'm thinking in my mind, Souma, these guys are high elite 10 people. Of course they're gonna freaking like be total monsters in terms of cooking level. And fourth place goes to Tsukasa Eishi, and we have to it that he actually cooks alone, and he actually cooks a 9-course dish whatsoever, and serves to only a couple tables and to a couple customers because he does the cooking himself, apparently, because he's an over-worrisome guy that if he lets someone else do his dishes, it will only become disastrous. And freaking Souma and Megumi's like, are you serious? And of course, like when they all tried out his cooking, etc., they were all freaking Souma and Megumi were all in awe. They were like, holy crud, dude, what the hell? And as for Rindo, she goes like, as expected of as the first seed of the Elite 10, it's supposed to be good. And we have to it that Souma compliments each dish, realizing that the first seed is literally out of his league. He even says that in his own mind. Of course, Tsukasa's worried about how the customers are. Even Rindo tells Tsukasa like, stop being such a worrywart or something. And we have to it that that because of his cooking and his care for his customers greatly, he was called the White Knight of the table or something, which I go like, really? And Rindo actually laughs around about that. Of course, Souma asks Megumi if she realizes anything about the first seat of the Elite 10, which is something that he realizes that he has great confidence and humility when it comes to doing his customers. So he's a total different chef from what I met. We also see to it that Erina still has one table available for one person, and that is for Saiba, Joichiro. Of course, we have to it that Saiba will come by to see her cooking, like he said to her when she was a young kid by then. But apparently, one person ends up showing up, which Hisako ends up screaming in like her face is like in total like scary mode. Even Erina went into shock, realizing like who's here that interrupted her reservations, etc. And that person later on is revealed to be Erina's father, Nakari Azumi. Apparently, he makes a speech or rant to the entire customers who are eating here, and some of the other people are like telling him off, saying, "Hey, can you just zip the lip? I don't know who the hell you are." But apparently, one of the staff members realizes that it's actually Nakari Azumi, who was exiled from Totsuki, and he is Nakari Azumi's Erina's father, apparently. And Erina is now in total like shaking mode, like she's shivering right now because in his presence, especially she's not able to keep her calm. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you anime onlys will go like, whoa, why is she like scared right now? Is it because something what she did to her? That will soon be revealed later in the future. All you anime onlys, like I said, it's to be very, very shocking in the end. And of course, like Hisako remembers that I think her family member or father tells Hisako as a young child, do not ask any questions about Erina-sama's father. You understand? She goes like, I understand. And we have to it that Hisako is really concerned about Erina's state right now because of what she's in right now. And we see to it that that everyone just brushes him off because of his speech about good gourmet food, etc. And he believes that there's only a few that should be selected to be called food. Everything else is not food. They're just animal garbage. Apparently, this is really a bad speech right now because he thinks only those who are worthy and who knows how to cook, etc. should understand the meaning of how food is. And this is something that they all really are really ticked off about. And we have to it that that Nakari Azami asked Erina to cook for him as she's really interested to see how much she grew in a decade. And pretty much Hisako's like, we only accept reservations, not walk-ins. And apparently we have to it that Erina is really stuck in total terror right now, etc. And Souma ends up showing up and ask if he can have a walk-in for a table and to try out her food. But apparently he wants to maybe share a table with Azumi Nakari, which he does not know, and Souma realizes that he shows great disgust at him, and he lost interest and just left Erina's restaurant. But apparently we have to it that Megumi asks Hisako, like, who is that man that just entered the room? And we have to it that Hisako tells Megumi that that's Erina's father, and Megumi went into great shock. And we have to it that Souma asks Nakri who's the suit guy, and apparently Nakri cannot answer and be in sweat and terror right now. And we had to it that when Nakri Azumi ends up going outside, he ends up being shot down by a lot of lights of cars and black cars. And we had to it that he was gonna visit the principal of Totsuki himself, but apparently the principal of Totsuki, which is Erina Nakri's grandfather, says, you need to get the hell out of here. I don't care what your business is. You have no right to enter this place at all. And we have to it that he even also told Azumi, like, I told you to never claim that Nakri name. You hear me? And we have to it that he explains to his father or something, or should I say Erina's grandfather, that he is the one that cultivated the god's tongue in the current form. And his lineage and education cannot be extinguished. And therefore, Erina's grandfather, the principal of Totsuki, says, you know what? My biggest mistake is have you take care of Erina back then. And that was a giant and that was a pathetic failure of what I've done. And we have to it that Azumi says, hey, look, you're not the only one that made the mistake, all right? You see here, my mistake is allowing you to take over and bring down Totsuki to de-evolve into a situation to a pathetic folly. And we have to it that the principal of Totsuki Academy, Erina's grandfather, tells Azumi, those who have skill and talent and could climb the ladder is those who are worthy to bring Totsuki to its true legend and reception. You, on the other hand, do not get that decision. And we have to it that that Azumi does not agree with that statement, and he ends up showing a little something to the current director or principal of Totsuki Academy that, you know, majority of the Elite 10 has a speciality, pretty much. Like, their power is that of equal of the principal or above. Like, if majority of them agree with this statement, then pretty much you're out of luck. And it shows that majority of the Elite 10 resolved to Nakri Azumi as a new director because, like, they want to reform Totsuki Academy, which is apparently something that the Elite 10 has. Like, some of you anime onlys may not get the idea. It's like, these Elite 10 don't just have the ability to study anything, study anyone in the world for their education or for their skills. They also have another thing is like they have a voting system. Like, if they vote for a new director, if majority of them say they want a new director, they will get the new director, which happened in here apparently in this episode. Like, they appointed Nakri Azumi as the new director of the Academy of Totsuki, as 6 of the Elite 10 members agree with this statement, while the other 4 disagree but gets outmatched. And we have to it that that Aizen Senpai, Kuno Kuni Nene, Saito Some, and Akane Kubo Momo agree that they need a new director. And Rindo Senpai just agrees because she's excited for what's to come. And Tsukasa, the first seat of the Elite 10, also agrees. And we have to it that the most powerful group in Totsuki, like, literally just like threw Nakri Erina's grandfather, who was the current director or principal of Totsuki Academy, off the charts by saying, you're no longer the new director, we want you out, etc. And this is where a new age of darkness begins. So overall, in this episode, if you guys are pretty confused with all the details I'm giving you, here's a simple summary that Kuga Senpai wanted to challenge Tsukasa, the first seat of the Elite 10, to another Shokugeki, but he was unable to. And he did lose to him back then in the past. He was unable to challenge him in another Shokugeki because he didn't get first place in all the 5 days because Souma broke his perfect record pretty much. Aside from that, we have to it that Nakiri Erina's father is introduced, and he is becoming a new academy director of Totsuki, or new principal if you want to call it. And the way how he acts right now, guaranteed, he is one of the major antagonists in Shokugeki no Souma, guaranteed. Not only that, I will also tell you another thing too, is that majority of the Elite 10 who voted for Nakiri Azumi to be a new director, they will also be antagonists in the future. That I could tell you for sure. Just a little minor spoiler up ahead. That I could tell you. So, those of you guys who are anime onlys, be prepared of what's to come. A new age of darkness is about to begin. Well, I just say that just to add a little flavor and tense, but it's gonna get really tense. It's gonna get really, really crazy from here on out. I mean, really, really crazy. And some of you guys may agree with this methods, but for me, I don't agree with this methods at all. And if you guys are up to date with the manga or etc., you will probably understand why. So until then, I'll see you guys in my next video. So I'm Alpha Zero, people. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time. All right, peace out. Bye bye. Toodaloo.